Hi guys, this is the lecture over shooting an elephant. I apologize again. I came home I went off on vacation for spring break, and I was under the impression that I would have internet access, and I didn't. And I came back home and sent you guys the email, and I recorded, and I was under the impression that I uploaded the lectures, and come to find out I did not. Well, they didn't get uploaded properly, and so I am re-recording the lecture and trying to upload it as soon as possible to get this to you guys. So the main thing that I want you guys to concentrate on, or really to think about when we're going over, or after reading, or while you're reading Shooting an Elephant. Hopefully you've already read it. So after reading Shooting an Elephant is the idea of identity, and how we identify ourselves with our country. Because one thing that I always ask my classes is whenever you, let me see the best way to phrase this. When you think of America, what is the first thing that you think of? And I don't mean the cheesy answers, freedom, liberty, truth, justice, bald eagles, all that stuff. The main thing that most people think of, and the answer that I get the most, is people think of the government. They think of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, the White House, all that stuff. Whenever people think of America, when Americans think of America, most of the time, the first thing we think of is the government. And the sad reality is that, well, America isn't the government. America is the people. And the government is made up, or is supposed to be made up, of the people, right? People that we elect, we choose to represent us and our interests. And that is not necessarily the case anymore, or people really don't tend to think of America in those terms anymore. And in Shooting an Elephant, one thing to make note of, I don't know how many of you have traveled overseas or have really left the country, and I personally, I can identify with this essay, which is not why I chose the essay. It's just I do have some personal insight on the matter. Is that I've lived overseas. I've been all over the world, and one thing that I found out, and it's not just me as an American. I've seen this as other foreigners traveling from other countries, but for me personally, going to another country and being asked, I never really understood how important, or how much of a big deal it really is to be an American, and what that really means. And so when I first started traveling, people would constantly, kind of hound me and ask me questions about being an American. What is my opinion about, the effect that America has on this situation, and I wasn't really prepared for that, and I really wasn't prepared for how negative America is perceived by many people all over the world. I didn't really expect that when I first started traveling, and so people would ask me questions about, like I said, different situations and different things that America has done and influenced other parts of the world. And it was funny because under many circumstances, normally if they were being critical of America or Americans, I would, if I was in America, if I was in my living room, having coffee with my parents or hanging out with my friends and just having conversation, I would tend to agree with their viewpoint, the foreigners that were talking to me, the criticisms that they had about America. I would, if I was in America, normally I would have agreed. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I kind of feel the same way about some of these issues. But being outside of America and being in a different country and having someone, having a foreigner, having a different person with a different nationality and different viewpoint, criticizing my country, I automatically, with the, when like flip of a switch, became so much more patriotic than I ever imagined, and would be defending actions that America has taken, across the globe, that normally in America, if I was having a conversation with an American, I would have never defended. But talking to a foreigner, talking to someone that doesn't live here, that is, not a national, I found myself defending America and American ideas, even when in reality I disagreed with the actions that America might have taken in these situations. I was defending them simply because I felt that I was being attacked because I am an American. And when we go to school, I mean, whenever I was in kindergarten, I was pledging allegiance to the flag, every morning, and having that kind of identity ingrained in you. And this is not just America. This happens in England, right? A lot of this this essay is about colonialism and the effect of a powerful nation kind of establishing its dominance or flexing its muscles in other countries and other parts of the world. And this is kind of what Orwell is